Have you ever stopped to think about why we trust that paper bills and those digital numbers in our bank accounts actually mean something? It's a question that digs deep into our history, and one of the most fascinating chapters of that history is the gold standard, a monetary system that once tied our currency directly to gold. Picture this. Gold has been cherished by civilizations for thousands of years. Its rarity, its shine, its unyielding nature made it the perfect medium for trade, a tangible store of value that people could rely on. The Egyptians, the Romans, they all minted gold coins, establishing a legacy that would influence economies for centuries. Fast forward to the 18th and 19th centuries, when countries began to formally adopt the gold standard. Imagine a world where your paper money could be exchanged for a specific amount of gold. This system provided a sense of stability, enabling international trade with fixed exchange rates. It was during the Industrial Revolution that the gold standard truly thrived, fueling an era of remarkable economic growth. Major economies like Britain and the United States anchored their currencies to gold, fostering confidence and predictability in global markets. But then came World War I, and everything shifted. The staggering cost of war forced governments to print more money, suspending the gold standard to finance military endeavors. After the war, attempts to return to this system were met with challenges, as economies struggled to find their footing amid chaos. The Great Depression in the 1930s was the final nail in the coffin for the gold standard. Currencies tied to gold couldn't adapt to the economic turmoil, leading to deflation and widespread unemployment. Countries began to abandon the gold standard, seeking more control over their monetary policies. After World War II, the Bretton Woods Agreement introduced a new framework, pegging the U.S. dollar to gold while other currencies were linked to the dollar. This made the dollar the world's reserve currency, blending the old gold standard with a more flexible approach. Yet by the late 1960s, as the U.S. faced rising debt and dwindling gold reserves, the system began to crack. In 1971, President Nixon announced the suspension of the dollar's convertibility into gold, marking the end of an era. So, why did we move away from the gold standard? Its rigidity stifled governments' responses to economic crises, making it nearly impossible to combat inflation or stimulate growth. Today, most countries rely on fiat money, currency not backed by a physical commodity, but by the trust in the government. Central banks now navigate the complexities of the economy, managing the money supply to address challenges, but it's a delicate balance that requires careful oversight. The gold standard shaped our economic landscape, but its limitations led to its downfall. While gold still holds value as a hedge against uncertainty, modern economies thrive on adaptable monetary systems that can respond to the ever-changing tides of the global market.